Good afternoon, everyone. I am going to be talking to you guys about your project today. And I just wanted to make sure I was able to explain everything and that you guys would understand what I am expecting of you for this project. So hopefully in Google Classroom you have seen the slideshow that I have posted. Looks something similar to this. So you will be able to see the groups that you guys are working in for this activity, because we are going to be doing this in groups. The outlook for this is that we will be working on this today and Monday, Tuesday, and we will be presenting these in class on Wednesday. So I am giving you ample time, more time than what I usually do for this project. So I really am expecting some really awesome work to come from this. So essentially, we've been talking about like the race for dominance, like one country trying to outdo the other country, which is essentially leading to like a competition between the United States and the Soviet Union. And so during this time period, we refer to two different topics as races and like these competitions between the two countries. And those two competitions are the space race and the arms race, so like the nuclear weapons race. And so each of you have been placed into a team for the competition, and your goal is to advocate for your country in that race to show that you are the more dominant country in that race. So there'll be a Soviet Union team, there'll be a United States team for the arms race, there's going to be a Soviet team and the United States team for the space race, and each team is trying to show that their country is the best. Now there is also a third group of students as well too that is going to be representing the civilians at home, and I'll talk about what their job is here in a second, but they are ultimately going to be the judges of the race and decide who wins the competition. So in that third group has a task to do as well too. During the work time, they have a presentation to create that they will be also sharing on Wednesday in class. So let's look though at the races requirements. What you guys are doing is you are creating an infographic. Okay, and I have on here with Pictochart, but if you want to use Canva or any other sort of program to make an infographic, you are more than welcome to. And I'm going to show what I'm expecting those infographics to look like here in a second, but essentially like think lots of visuals, color coordination, shapes, things like that, short phrases. I don't want big paragraphs on this infographic, things that are going to catch people's eye, that's visually appealing as well too. So your infographic though is going to have your content on it, but also prove that your country is the more dominant country in that race. So what you have to include in your Pictochart or your infographic is number one, funding. So for the arms race, how much funding did they have? Like, where was their money coming from? Hey, how much did they spend on everything? Same, I mean, for the space race as well too. So all of this applies to both races. Okay, the same 6 things have to be included in everyone's presentation that is involved in the space race and the arms race. So number one is funding. How much, where does it come from? Number 2 is personnel. You don't have to have every single person involved on these projects, but like, who are the all-stars? Who are the people that they know that they recognize within their country? Like, who's the leading scientists, engineers, astronauts, cosmonauts in the Russian terms. And so, you can feature some of those pictures, things like that. Number 3, what was their goal? Okay, and you can have like multiple goals on there. You can have one goal, but like, what was the goal for, say, like the United States in the nuclear arms race? Like, what was their purpose? So you're going to give me their goal, and then also you're going to give me a highlight of their achievements on number 4. And looks like, whoops, I can't count. I put 2 number 4s. But anyway, for achievements, you don't have to have every single achievement. I want you to give me the highlights. Like, what are the main achievements? Okay, like what stood out for them. And also the number 4 is like the speed of the process. So kind of giving me some timelines, things like that. Like, how quickly were they able to do some of this stuff and produce these things, like kind of just showing me the outlook along the way. The quality of the products. So this one usually stumps kids. So for the quality of the products for the arms race, you might be looking at how powerful were these nuclear weapons. Okay, like how strong were these nuclear weapons. But in the space race, You might be looking at like how many successful missions did they have compared to their failed missions. Hey, like what was the quality of what they were producing, or were they just trying to send people up there and risking the lives of a lot of people, and a lot of people were dying or animals were dying, or like what was their win to lose ratio in that aspect of it. So that's how you can look at it for the space race versus the arms race. And then number 6 just has you place at least 6 images through the infographic. And one thing I want to point out on infographics is you should have like icons. Like you don't just need a bunch of pictures from the internet. Like little icons. I would love when you guys put graphs and charts and things like that on there. So I'm going to show you a couple examples here. So here's our first example of a pick-to-chart infographic. So you can see they have some images here, some personnel, their goals, what they were trying to do, and I loved the little symbols that they included. They also have a pie chart. I wish the pie chart would have been bigger, but they have a pie chart to show like the funding, where they got their funding from, the speed of the process, so the dates in which they were producing things. Then they have some of their achievements, and then I love this little icon over here, and the quality of the products as well too. So within this though, they did reach their 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they have multiple images, bold words. There's some color as well too, and they have a chart. I would like everyone to have some sort of chart on their infographic. I think that really helps with the visual instead of just throwing a bunch of numbers up there. Charts are way easier to read. Here's another example here of the space race. And I'm just going to kind of show you this first part right here because I really love the beginning. Last year, their pictures showed up, but I don't know if some things have been blocked now or taken off the internet, so their pictures are not showing up. But this was a great, well thought out infographic. So I really like some of the color coordination that they used, the bullet points here. Their images were very good as well too. I love the little icons down there, little cartoons. So that was really good as well. Here's another example, the arms race. So they have a chart there. They hit on their topics. You don't want to give everything away because you are going to be presenting these to the class. And it is like a persuasive presentation where you're trying to convince the judges to go for your topic. So it's another good one there as well too. So when you guys are trying to figure out like what program you want to use, I just typed in infographic templates for Google, and like you can click this website here and it actually will give you templates that you can use and copy to your Google Drive. So like if I just preview this, like you can change the colors and stuff like that, but you guys could create this in Google Drawings if you wanted to. But there's all sorts of stuff out there for infographics. You're not limited to Pick-to-Chart, but I know Pick-to-Chart's the most widely used. So Google Drawings might be a good one. Canva might be a good one. If you know of any other ones and want to try it, go for it. So that is requirements for the space race and the arms race. Now, my special group of people that are the Federal Civil Defense Administration, like you're down low here on the list, okay, down in this area here. And you guys are going to be doing something a little bit different. Essentially, you represent the civilians at home, and you guys are going to be giving a presentation on like how to protect yourself from a nuclear attack, like educating the public on how to prepare for a nuclear attack, because this actually existed. Like the Soviets were going to bomb us, like how does America respond? Like what do the civilians do? And so you're going to come up with a proposal on how to educate people. This can be done through Google Slides, it can be done through an infographic, it can be done through a video. Just be really creative. Any app of your choosing is essentially what you could do. So what to include? You need to include 3 ways to inform or prepare the public for nuclear attack. It must be in detail. You must provide examples. You can't just say, oh, you need to duck and cover. Well, what the heck does that mean? So make sure you provide examples and you're detailed about it. You have to have 5 images and 1 snapshot. A snapshot is a picture taken by your group outside of school to represent your proposal. Now, if you do a video, I might be a little lenient on maybe you don't need the snapshot because you're visually in the video. But I wanted to show you a funny example from last year. That was actually Mr. Danielson's class that turned in for their Civil Defense Administration video. So I'm just going to watch the very beginning here.
here to show you 3 methods on how to survive a nuclear war with Russia. You're probably saying, Colonel Sanders, what do you do for the first method?
So he goes through and talks about the different methods and ways to protect himself, and then like down here, oh, it's a little bit further. So you can see like method 3. I wanted to show you.
All right, how's it going, guys? It's Colonel Sanders here. Today, this is my fallout shelter. You know, it's behind this door. I can't show you what's behind it because that's confidential information. But take these 3 methods to survive the nuclear war between us and Russia.
So I just wanted to show you an example. This is a video. You don't have to do a video, but if you think it'd be cool, you are more than welcome to do a video. Remember, you can do any platform that you want to. So there's all your requirements. I am kind of modifying the rubric, and I'll make sure that's posted for Monday. We also have created a source sheet that is going to be attached to this assignment. It's not there right now because me and Mr. Unrel are creating that as I'm speaking. And so that'll be attached to the assignment here. And I think that's about it. Oh, I wanted to show you, because there is checklists attached to this. We're not going to use that to grade, but you will see kind of like some high points and things that we are going to be looking at when we are grading. And there's one for the Civil Defense System project and the World Domination project. So I will have a definitely completed rubric done for you guys on Monday, but hopefully you guys understand everything. I know some class members might be gone today. They should be back on Monday. I would now figure out like who's going to be in charge of what, who's going to be in charge of putting the infographic together, who's going to be in charge of like getting this piece of information or this piece of information, or like the visuals and the icons and things like that. But you have the rest of the hour to work. So feel free to shoot me an email if you have any questions. Otherwise, hope you guys have a great class. We'll see ya.